It will be crazy. I've done a couple inaugurations back in the 2000s. It's definitely going to be tiring, but it's also once in a lifetime moments where you're part of it and you're part of history. And having a boss who's the president of the United States, that's something not a lot of people can say, and I'm very proud of that. I speak very highly of Four Seasons. We have had a 20 years career with Four Seasons and 8 different locations, and I was at one point in Georgetown in the late 90s, and they still do an amazing job. Don't get me wrong. It's probably our number one competitor. The hotel's been there for 40 years. Yes, they renovated several times. I think our facility is brand new. Yeah, I think some of them I worked with in the past. Obviously, the late Michel Richard just across the street. It was always nice to go there for a quick lunch or some of those most memorable meals at Citronelle. I have a lot of respect for Robert Wiedemeyer, who I worked with actually at Georgetown Four Seasons for a couple of weeks before he left to open Marcel's. There's some really great chefs. I had an amazing meal at Pineapple and Pearl last week. So I think the dining scene really has evolved in Washington, D.C. Compared to 20 years ago. It's fun to network with other chefs, and also the labor pool is expanding. It's easier to hire. Not necessarily easier, but I think there's better cooks out there these days. And that helps us as well. I go out a lot. I go a lot out to dinner, and I also go out to farmers market to see what's out there, or working with local farmers. Some of them I build relationship, and sometimes it doesn't happen overnight because they don't know what you need or what your needs are. So I tell them I want baby beets and I want them this size, and I need not just 10 or 20 bushel. We had an event last week for 800. We did a beet salad. So for 800 guests, beet salad with small baby beets, you need a lot of beets. It's a lot of work, but at the same time, we want to make sure they can supply us with the demand. We have some selected produce supplier locally. I'm working as it gets a little colder, it gets more difficult to go local. But I think there's some suppliers I've been using, and they know my expectations, and they know exactly the product I like, and what our customers demand. So I think they know myself, and I know them, and so it's a win-win for both sides. The first course is a salad, but it's not just leaves thrown on a plate. We actually tie them with a little ribbon of cucumber. We roast some grapes. We have some Maitake blue cheese, some apple cider vinaigrette. So it's a piece of art on the plate. Today is a prep day, so we have 4 cooks in here at the moment. On a busy night, it's 7-8 cooks. So it's a fairly small team, but I think they all work very well together. So when we looked at the space, and it's a big space, how can we fill it? How can we create different themes? And in the morning, I think if you look at our pastry offerings, we have custom-built trolleys. We have this amazing pastries baked by our pastry chef, Fabrice Benesy, who is from France. And I think, me being German, I think we make good beer. The French make the best pastries. Amazing. And I haven't tasted a better one in North America.
So usually when I go in the bakery to try pastries, I always try the croissant first. Because if the croissant is right, I'm sure everything else will be right too. My favorite, I will say, the chocolate croissant, because it's flaky chocolate, not too sweet, and we use a very good dark chocolate. To make sure the quality and the croissant, it's amazing for our guests, and the quality, it's very fresh. I wake up every morning at 3:30, and I'm here around 4:30, and I bake daily my croissant around 5:30, 6 a.m. And it's not about hours, it's just about passion. We love what we're doing. It can be on the kitchen, it can be on my world and pastry, on the sweet. But we do as well bread, chocolate, ice cream, sugar, viennoiserie in the morning, and we do as well pastry, 95% from scratch in our kitchen.
On certain days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we do afternoon tea, which is our high tea. And I used to do high tea back in the 90s. And then I think people got away from it. But looking at this space, I think it fits perfectly, especially now the temperature's getting a little colder, just around the holidays. We've done some good business in our afternoon tea. And I think the tea sandwiches and the sweets are a little different. It's not just finger sandwiches and scones. I think the team has done a great job to put together an amazing menu. In the afternoon, we also switched to those trolleys. We're going to have the beautiful cheese display. We have some local cheese. Guests sees it. Guests can select their pieces. We have a little garnish, some mini baguettes, and also some charcuterie and some pâté. The pâté is made in house. I always enjoyed making that back in Germany, back in the days. So we're sourcing some great pork, making a nice country pâté with pistachios. We have some chorizo from Spain. We have some smoked duck prosciutto from Vermont, some prosciutto di Parma, and some fennel salami from Italy. I think we had some backlash in the beginning because we had the name Trump on the door. I always said it's business. I have nothing to do with the campaign. I'm the chef. I'm trying to create beautiful food. I think the hotel is stunning. And I think people will over time realize it's an amazing property. It's an amazing hotel. And it's a great location. So for me, it's business.